Welcome to Stave Draws. I'm Stave, an illustrator and animator, and I've been participating in Inktober. And Inktober is a challenge that you have to draw one ink drawing a day in October. And I've already made 28 drawings. And last week I did everything on the iPad with Apple Pencil. But for the last three drawings I'm going to use Claybord. And Claybord is a very special paper because you can also use it as a scratchboard, and it's very sturdy. And I actually call it my undo paper because when you make a mistake in ink, you can scratch it off with some scratch tools or some fine steel wool. And for this illustration I'm going to use my Winsor&Newton Series 7. It's a number 1 and a number 2. So it's going to be quite a challenge because I haven't been using these brushes in 10 years. So let's get to the drawing. So I'm going to use Claybord to do this drawing with, and I've already made a sketch on a different piece of paper, and I've done it with Non-Repro Blue. And I first have to transfer this sketch to Claybord. And this is actually an 8x8, and I'm just going to use a little part of it, but first I need to make carbon paper out of this. I'm going to use the Portugal Viargo soft carbon, and that's a carbon pencil, and it's very greasy. So I'm first going to cover the entire image, and I'm going to time lapse this because it's going to take a while. So now I have the entire paper covered with pencil, and now I'm going to tape it to the Claybord with some paint tape. So now it's onto the paper, and I'm going to use a ballpoint to trace everything. And I use a ballpoint because it's very sharp, and this one's black, and then you can see that you have covered all the art that is in the sketch. A great way, to do the tracing is that you can define your line work even more because you've done the sketch, and now if you lift it up, you just only have the fine lines or the lines you need to ink. It's always good to check if you have traced everything, and I'm now good to go. So now I can remove the sketch, and then what you have left is the outlines of the thing you need to ink. So for the inking I'm going to use the Winsor&Newton Series 7, and it's a 1. Well, this brush is more than 10 years old and it still works, I think. I hope. And I'm also going to use Calli Ink. For inking I always use a piece of paper just to have it under my hand so I won't smudge the pencil drawings, and I also have a separate piece where I can do some tracing to see if there's enough ink on the brush. And I can see that the hairs are splitting. That's maybe because it's too dry, or I haven't used it in a long time. So I hope I can, get a single stroke out of this brush. Now I'm finished with the first inking, and I'm going to use the scraper cutter set, and it's a set for scrapeboard. I think I just need one. I think this one is good, and you can make corrections with it and create some cool effects, because I want the grass of the meadow to be more to have more of a structure, so I'm going to just scrape it off. And that's the beauty of working with Claybord, is that you can correct things because it's a very smooth surface. I'm almost finished with scraping off the things, and I discovered that I forgot to draw the arm of the hunter, and that's his right arm, and it's going to be around here. But the nice thing about this Claybord is that you can scrape it off. So I'm just going to sketch with the scraper tool. And after this you can ink it back again. So I'm first going to make the shape. He's wearing a shirt, maybe a little bit bigger, because he is holding a gun. You can go over it several times, so that's the great thing about Claybord. And I'll leave a link in the description box down below. You can also get it at Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. In that way you won't miss a single video. Drawing is fun and practice makes perfect. See you next time. Doodles!